So recently there's been a topic in the Wuthering Waves community which has been kind of blowing up over the past couple of days, even during the whole live stream stuff which was going on. Now, obviously this is all to do with patents and the way that Kuro Games has been kind of trademarking a lot of the kind of key features of Wuthering Waves and kind of blocking it off from a lot of people. Now, this has been all over many different like subreddits and areas. For example, this one over on Gacha Gaming, essentially saying Kuro Games is trying to patent WuWa's version of QuickSwap. So obviously, yeah, they've been going ahead and doing this with a lot of different features. I'm pretty sure it's not just QuickSwap, by the way. It's also other features, for example, like Concerto Energy, and also a couple of other ones as well. And essentially, these are some of the patents that they've been releasing out here. It's over in China, and they do have a source as well. It's a worldwide like kind of a thing where they essentially list a ton of different patents and whatever. I mean, it's pretty confusing for a lot of people, and I mean, you know, a lot of people haven't been happy, and obviously this is in r/Gacha Gaming, so people are automatically going to be very negative towards Kuro Games and Wuthering Waves, which is why I think the comment section is like this. But in terms of patents and kind of, you know, protecting a lot of their kind of systems and stuff in the game, I don't think it's the end of the world. Now, I do think it is a problem for games in the future to kind of block off a lot of mechanics due to these patents and things like that. But also, I do think it is a way that, you know, companies can kind of move forwards and create even more mechanics and new mechanics and try to think of something new rather than, you know, just copying what the, you know, most popular game did. But at the same time, I do think obviously it still should be open for people to kind of use and try out and whatever. But it seems like obviously Wuthering Waves do not want people copying their QuickSwap stuff. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of people outraged by this, and you know that's rightfully so. I mean, I can understand why you'd be outraged by something like this, but at the same time, I don't think it's like the end of the world. I mean, if they were like kind of patenting something pretty big, then maybe I could see it. But in terms of QuickSwap and stuff, I feel like it's not the biggest of deals. Now, essentially, you know, someone as well posted in the Wuthering Waves subreddit, as this has been, again, a topic that has been kind of transcended just the Wuthering Waves community. It's gone like round Gacha, so obviously it's been in Gacha Gaming, now in the Wuthering Waves one as well. Saying, claim misinformation regarding the Kuro patenting game mechanics. They say patents are to enforce very specific things. It works like this. Kuro's system is in the simplest described method without going into all of the terminology. Character builds energy and reaches full. Character X swaps off and performs X mechanic. It can be just damage. Character Y swaps in and performs Y mechanic. It can be just damage. That is the pattern. Now, if another company were to do a character builds energy and reaches full, character X swaps off and performs X mechanic, it can be just damage, then character Y swaps in, then the company hasn't breached that patent at all. If the patent works the way you know, people imagined it to work, then double jumping would have technically not been allowed because of Nintendo having a patent on Metroid, which, yeah, I definitely do think is true. I think a lot of people do misunderstand sometimes the kind of actual meanings of a lot of patents because they can be very specific rather than being like generalized, which obviously it can, you know, obviously it's not good in any capacity really, but at the same time, it's for a very specific thing, so it's not really going to affect any other game unless they try to full-on one-to-one copy exactly what Wuthering Waves have done. And obviously, yeah, as they provide there the example of Metroid, you know, they've patented the whole double jump thing, but again, there's many games out there with double jump. I'm pretty sure, you know, there's a lot of gacha games out there also with, you know, double jump. And, you know, they're bringing up Nintendo here, of course, due to the fact of Nintendo have pretty much been the biggest company that are the ones that patent literally anything they do, and they like to take legal action against literally anybody trying to copy them. For example, as we saw, like Power World and things like that, you know, they do not like it whenever people or other companies try to copy their ideas. Obviously, and again, so they have a lot of patents out for that kind of stuff, but at the same time, you know, it's not like a lot of companies have been restricted or anything. It's just like certain things. They say the specific way that Samus in Metroid double jumps is jumps, curls into a ball, gains height, uncurls, lands, which obviously, yeah, is something that you wouldn't see in another game. They said if a game were to copy that exact sequence, Nintendo can then hunt them down. I don't think there's a single game out there that copies that exact system. I said again, patent is very specific. It goes into detail, into exact detail, maybe down to the coding itself for games. Another example I can give is Pokemon versus Digimon, which I think that's also a very kind of important one as well. This is the exact method of capturing a Pokemon is to throw an object. The object wiggles around and either accepts that it's been captured or it doesn't, and then it's released. Power does that too, which is what Nintendo is so mad about. However, Digimon does not do that, as Digimon involves the idea of scanning the monster. At least when I was a kid growing up, it was scanning or swiping a card to capture it, which is slightly different. And obviously, yeah, you can kind of see where they're trying to get at here. It's a very specific thing that is going on. They're saying, lastly, this is just an opinion someone shared. How can this limit creativity in any way? If you copy one-to-one the system, wouldn't that be the other way around, where zero creativity is made? Which I definitely, yeah, that's exactly what I said at the start. I was kind of thinking that way too. I mean, it's obviously gonna kind of, I guess, promote more creativity as people try to find ways around it. Obviously, I don't think it's the best way to do it, because I feel like they should be free to use it if they really want to. But at the same time, I do think it will boost creativity in the longer kind of term. Obviously, there's a lot of people as well commenting on this too, saying for some reason this makes me think this is more of a preventative move against other companies. The power controversy shows how easy it is to attack an IP with patents. I wouldn't be surprised either way this goes. They say someone also mentioned in the other thread that MiHoYo has several hundred patents on mechanics, but having patents on mechanics is different from pulling the trigger and suing everyone for every similar mechanic that may infringe on said patent. So yeah, obviously there is a difference between like obviously filing a patent and like having it, and then actually suing people over that patent. It doesn't mean that Kuro Games is necessarily going to take action on them. Now they probably would, I mean, let's be real, but at the same time I think they can kind of look at some of the cases as a kind of case-by-case basis and then decide what they want to do about it. But it does give them that extra bit of protection, which I think is fair enough for them. They say, yeah, most patent activities for large companies serve similar purposes to nukes, are less likely to sue a company with a similar number of patents, as they will counter-sue and drag it all out. It's mad. So basically, it's mad patent wars. So yeah, they're kind of describing it as nukes, as these things that are kind of like, in their locker, and they could use it if they wanted to, but at the same time, the other company could use their patents to, fight them, and then it'd all just become a big mess. So they never actually tend to use them unless it's like so black and white and clear. Obviously, power controversy is specifically a Japanese IP patent battle. It relates to how Japan deals with their IP patent and law. The patent would absolutely not fly if filed in the US. So it seems Kuro Games is similar, as they're not applying for the international patent, but specifically only in China. Which obviously, yeah, they say China is home to cheap knockoffs and copycats. While I agree and think that the Japanese IP patents are unique, it's not like other parts of the world don't have some weird hyper-specific laws that favor one party over another. As having more local protection could be the aim there, but I'm not smart enough for this topic, so I don't know. So yeah, obviously, it seems like a lot of these patents have been taken out in China only, and then not international, which obviously could also be another hint as to who they are protecting off. Because if you think, where are most gacha games made, where are most competitive gacha games made, it's in China. So obviously they are kind of cutting that out, which I think, could be the idea behind it, and that's what they're trying to protect against. They say a patent is great for innovating ideas, like Apple comes up with a useful feature in their phone. Other companies like Samsung can't copy and paste it and use it in their phone, so Samsung must come up with a better and non-obvious idea for their phones. This cycle repeats and creates innovation, which, yeah, I think that is definitely true as well. Obviously, as I said, in game dev, patents simply doesn't work. A lot of game mechanics are borrowed versions from other games. When a good combination of ideas come together, a good game is made. However, when a general game mech is patented, it becomes that much harder to build the game. It simply doesn't work in an industry like gaming. So yeah, I mean, they're saying that, patents don't work in gaming, which I definitely think could be true as well. So again, we'll just have to wait and see, what kind of happens with this moving forwards, if there's any kind of, controversy moving forwards with this, because I've seen a lot of people talking about it over on Twitter and over on Reddit. So again, I'll keep you guys up to date if there's any more information on these patents, and if Kuro Games decide to use them, on any other game. I don't think there's many games out there at the moment that would, obviously be affected by something like this. I don't think, there's many games that have tried to outright copy Wuthering Waves. I know there's some like new ones that have copied like some systems, but again, at the same time, I don't think they would really do anything about it. But yeah, I mean, I'll keep you guys up to date. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that the patents will help Wuthering Waves, or do you think they're a hindrance to a lot of other gacha game companies? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.